Me and Drizzy back to back, it's getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Get out my way. Put some bins all on your head like Justin Terry.
Faison View Podcast, episode 279. 279, man. How do you judge talent? The Faison View Podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, man. You guys doing an amazing job, man. We're going to keep going up, keep making progress, man. Hey, we got some good things to talk about and to unpack today, man. Make sure you give support and love to my brethren, Hugh at We Are Game Shift. Make sure you give support and love to my boy, man, Featured Artist, and the label at LSTG _ the label at LSTG _ the label, man. You can follow that on the platform of Instagram, all right? So, man, on the agenda, man, let's unpack this, man. Ryan Clark states Chris Brown is more talented than Michael Jackson. Ooh, those strong words, man. True or false? We're going to get into that. All right, moving forward, iOS 16 will have an unsend text message feature now. Thoughts on that? You know what I'm saying? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? All right, our relationships currently just business deals instead of true love in the relationship. Why is that? I don't even know, man. Shoot, this world is crazy nowadays. Subscribers Q&A. Loving these questions, man. Make sure you guys keep sending these questions. What dictates if a podcast is good or not? Amazing question. So I'm going to break that down when we get to that. All right. And lastly, the infamous, would you rather be able to walk on water or breathe underwater? Good question. All right. So, man, let's start off at the top, man. Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. So let's get into it, man. Ryan Clark, man, former NFL player, states Chris Brown is more talented than Michael Jackson. True or false? All right, before I even answer this question, Michael Jackson is undeniably the GOAT. Point blank, period. And musically talented, I don't think it's a competition. I don't think it should be said or talked about. Michael Jackson's name shouldn't be brought up. And even Chris Brown would say that because that's who he idolized and look up to. But if we're not just talking about simply music, I agree with his point. Because if we're talking about overall talent, you got to understand Chris Brown does other things outside of music. He paints. He paints. He has basketball skills. He's tough in sports. You talking about all different type of sports. We've seen Chris Brown do multiple things outside of the realm of music. Because musically, it's undeniably Michael Jackson. It's not even no question, no conversation. When Michael Jackson's name come up, I get mad. Don't even bring him up. But this is not far-fetched. Honestly, we gotta start giving Chris Brown his respect, and honestly, because he's one of them. He's one of the GOATs. I caught a lot of arguments with some of my friends, and when I was saying, man, and to be honest, I feel like Chris Brown and Jamie Foxx are the most talented two, honestly, entities as celebrities. To be honest with you, like those two, how I look at them in high regard and what they can do outside of their original profession, it speaks volumes. Because Chris Brown, he does much more than, what meets the eye in regards outside of music. Because you talk about Michael Jackson, bro, musically, like, he set the mold for a lot of people, and a lot of people such as the rights of Chris Brown and the Ushers and etc. The list goes on. And Michael Jackson was inspired by James Brown too, who is also one of the greatest entertainers and also is very talented himself. Musically talented, I say Michael Jackson. But if you're talking about just talented overall and what they can do, because talent ranges. You know what I'm saying? When you say somebody is talented, he didn't say musically talented. He said talented in general. I would wholeheartedly agree. We've seen Chris Brown do a front flip with no hands or back flip. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have seen him do too many extraordinary things outside the realm of music. And that's just being honest. You know what I'm saying? To the fashion world, to how he designs his own house within the art, paintings, within sports. Every time you see him turn around when the sports is regarded and basketball is regarded, he cooking somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I understood the statement. I can understand how people can think it's blasphemy, because when you just looking at you like Michael Jackson shouldn't be mentioned. But if you put it in context, music is Michael Jackson. But outside, just in general, talented, I say Chris Brown. I feel like people were missing it when it was said. Cause I don't, to be honest with you, I don't like anybody mention next to Michael Jackson's name, bro. Cause undoubtedly to me, musically, the undeniable GOAT. You feel me? And Chris Brown, that's who he idolizes. And I want to put this into place too. Just because somebody has either mentored you, influenced you in some type of way, paved the way for you, does not mean that you cannot supersede or be better than that person. I feel like we get that misconstrued a lot nowadays. For real. Like, just because, oh yeah, well, there was a talent before this talent doesn't mean that they're not more talented or better than this person. And it doesn't just pertain to this Michael Jackson, Chris Brown conversation. That pertains to life. You know what I'm saying? Like, just in general. Because you got a lot of people that are OGs that may have seen some greatness within their life. But, now it's our time. Now we see greatness. You know what I'm saying? That goes back to we have so many analogies. It goes back to the MJ Kobe talk. You know what I'm saying? Kobe was very much so influenced by MJ, looked up to him, wanted to be like MJ. But that doesn't mean that people don't think Kobe's a better player than MJ. You know what I'm saying? So it can be in the same breath as this conversation. You know what I'm saying? But I would say for not to get it mixed up, put this in context. Because when I first heard it, I was like, But when I really looked at it and like, okay, Chris Brown is extremely talented, bro. We gotta give him his respect because he's one of the GOATs too, and longevity wise too. So man, y'all let me know, man, who is more talented to you? And I'm not just talking about music. Who is more talented to you overall, Michael Jackson or Chris Brown? I don't feel like that's a blasphemous conversation, to be honest. I feel like that's a good combo. So y'all let me know if that's true or false. You feel me? Got it. All right, iOS 16 will have unsent text message features. Woo! Change the game. Like I just think about it now. Like even when me having conversations or sending out a long text message or paragraphs. You ever been in the middle of text messages? It's like, why am I entertaining this and still sending text messages? And like sometimes I have regret because maybe you go too far in the text message. Or you say something crazy or blasphemous or wild, you know what I'm saying, on a drunken night, or you messed up or something like that. Now you have the ability to unsend those text messages now with iOS 16. So, hey, the game is now changed, bro. The game is now changed because I feel like it's a good and bad thing. I feel like it's a good thing because I feel like a lot of conflict is going to be, you know what I'm saying, halted by unsent messages, bro. For real. Some sent messages can change your life. Seriously, whether that be in a positive manner or a good manner, depending on who you talking to, depending on that conversation is with. You know what I'm saying? And then it's in a negative thing because that's one thing that I don't think they mentioned when they released iOS 16, all this information. When you unsend a message, will that other person know that it's unsent? That's the question that I want to know. And I want to know if like you have a timing on the unsent message. So like say when you texting and it shows like a loading up and you can unsend it, or if it goes through and then you can unsend it like that. Those are good questions to ask because say if you sent that message, it's already delivered, somebody sees it and sees you and and then you unsend it, you just like, all right, now you throwing off. Now that can create a whole nother dilemma because why did you unsend the message? What did you say? You know what I'm saying? Don't play. So, hey, this feature, I feel like it's going to change the game. Hey, man, relationships are going to get better and relationships are going to get worse from this app. You know what I'm saying? Well, from this feature that they have on iOS 16. And honestly, man, just from the update to iOS 16 and all the updates, man, like I don't see myself changing iPhones for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I got the 11, but it's like, honestly, with these iOS's, it really, what really doesn't matter as long as, the phone is updated the correct way. Because I don't see myself, I'm not one of them that's like pressed in that way to every drop, I'm going to buy a new phone, bro. I'm tired of that. It's crazy to even think about how far we come with technology, and especially Apple has come within technology because, shoot, I just remember like it was yesterday, I just had the 5C. You know what I'm saying? Like Now we at what, 13, about to be at 14, bruh. So I feel like this iOS 16 will be fire. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all, you know what I'm saying? Would y'all like to have the unsend text messages, or would you like not to have it? For real. Because like I said, that can cause a dilemma easily. Them unsent text messages, just like on Instagram, where say if you sent something and then you can undo it and unsend it, but it says this message is no longer there. So somebody or that person deleted the message, you just don't know what. So that can cause a dilemma in itself. So this shall be interesting, all right? This shall be interesting. Just like I was just talking about, man, to segue into this convo, man. Are relationships currently business deals instead of true love in the relationship? I say, of course. I say relationships always have been business deals, but it's way more talked about nowadays, and there's way more emphasis on it because just in the new generation it's more so like a money factor within relationships. If you don't have this, if you're not stable in this, if you're not that, I understand that. Regardless of anything, you want stability in your relationship, you want stability in your finances, and you want stability in your finances with one another. Because yes, it is a business deal, but we're not focusing on the love aspect anymore. We're not focusing on the true, genuine companionship between each other. You know what I'm saying? It's more so focused on what somebody has versus what they don't. And honestly, that's not what love is. That's not really relationships. It is business. Because at the end of the day, you want to, whoever your partner is, I want to eventually, I can speak for self, I want to eventually build with my partner and build and have certain things in a business realm. Honestly. And that doesn't mean that, oh, well, she has to pay more or anything of that nature. It just means that we're putting our business together and we're putting our finances together and coming together. You know what I'm saying? For the greater good. And you know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's this notion that money just rules the world and rules everything. It's a terrible notion to go by. Because at the end of the day, man, money is not going to change the happiness within your relationship. I feel like that is really being missed. Let me say that again. Money is not going to change the outcomes of your relationship. If you truly love this person, it's not going to change the aspects of your relationship. And it doesn't define happiness. You have people that have money and well off for good, wealthy, and not happy in a relationship. Just like this Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation. Like millionaires. That doesn't mean they don't have problems within their relationships. And money can actually cause the riffle in their relationship. So it's just about what's being valued, man. Because at the end of the day, relationships and marriage, they are a business in certain aspects. But it's how you really cultivate that, that bond with your partner and really create your foundation within certain type of business talks. But that's not defining true love, though. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, that's just defining that you guys are willing and able to cooperate and collaborate on certain things. And that's what a relationship should be. It's a collaboration. You know what I'm saying? That's my take on it. That's how I feel. So let me know what y'all think. Are relationships currently business deals instead of true love in the relationship, and why? You know what I'm saying? I highly think that we focus on the business aspect and money aspect of relationships more than just true love and finding a genuine person for self. Feel me? That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, man, moving forward, subscribers Q&A, man. Another amazing questions, man. Continue to send these questions, man, via DM, man. Please send these questions, man. Or just, you can say it in the comments, man. I'm looking, I'm watching, man. But this is an amazing, good question right here. All right, so subscribers Q&A. All right, what dictates if a podcast is good or not? All right, so my qualities of a podcast being good is authentic. It has to be authentic. It has to be genuine, coming from your heart, being yourself, being your true self. People can see that. All right, people can see that through the lens, man, for real. If you're being authentic. Consistency is number 2. That is the biggest one. I don't care when you start, how you start. If you're consistent with something at a task, you will get better. you will continuously get better. You know what I'm saying? For real. The practice makes perfect thing. It may be cliche, but it is very true. It's very true. You have to work. You have to work and put the effort in order to, you know what I'm saying, see yourself grow. That's what I love about my podcast and see its growth, because when I wanted the podcast, I didn't worry about all the aspects of everything and having audio and having all these things matter, but getting started, because guess what? Now I have an idea what I need, what I don't need, you know, those type of things. Next, I would say good content. Making sure that the foundation of your show is structured on some good content that you can talk about, and also has an entertainment factor. I would say the show structure, tagging on to good content. What's the show about? You know what I'm saying? What driving points are you making? Engagement with the audience, man. That's very important. Having a certain level of engagement, networking. You know what I'm saying? Who can you send your platform to? Things of that nature. Having a core fan base. And passionate and dedication to time and energy, man. You have to put the time and energy into anything to have it be great or come out good. So I would say put the time and energy to be the best you on your platform. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of podcasts start and end so quickly because they don't have the passion or drive for it. It's a lot of podcasts out here that just want to create a podcast because they see everybody else doing it. And it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work like that. You have to know what's good for yourself. How can you benefit from your podcast? How can you grow within your podcast? How can you grow with your audience? How can you bring more subscribers and people to your podcast? And it's really about the time and energy that you put in it. If you don't put the time and energy in it, then it's not going to be successful. So those are the qualities I think that make a good podcast. And I always drive the point, man. I always drive the point when I'm asked about podcasting, that you have to be consistent. And you really, really, really have to have a work ethic, man. A type of work ethic that, okay, where I'm dedicating my time to the podcast here. And I'm doing this during the day. And also, that's another thing, having time management. You know what I'm saying? Managing your time, to put the content out. I don't care if your podcast is 5, 10, 15, 20. It doesn't matter the time length. What time are you putting into the podcast in order to make sure that this content comes out? Are you consistently putting out content? Because that's really what makes a good podcast, man, in my opinion, man. So one, authentic, consistency, good content, show structure, engagement with the audience, passionate, dedication to time and energy, and of course, time management, man. So those are my qualities of making a good podcast, for real. That's an amazing question, man. For real. Continue to send those through Q&A, man. Subscribers Q&A, man. Love this part of the show. All right, lastly, the infamous. Would you rather be able to walk on water or breathe underwater? I would say it would be fire to walk on water, but I'd say breathe underwater. I definitely say breathe underwater. Just honestly, solely because I really like to swim. But my logic is a little different in this aspect. If I was be able to, breathe under the water, man, I would really get into the sport on it. But it's a tough question because walking on water, I ain't gonna lie, that's fire. But it would scare me. It would scare me if I had the ability to walk on water rather than breathe underwater. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people going to say walk on water because, who wouldn't want to walk on water? That's tough. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely tough. And we know who has done that. So that would be tough. But I would say breathe underwater because I'm a swimming person, man. I love to swim, man. For real, man. Like, I wish I could have went to the Olympics or something for swimming if I really pursued that, man. Because I was really good at swimming, so I would say breathe underwater just for that factor. You know what I'm saying? And having a certain type of breath control. So, good question, man. Good question. All right, so let me know in the comments. Would you rather be able to walk on water or breathe underwater, all right? Walk on water or breathe underwater. Every Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time, man, the Faison View Podcast, man, another amazing episode, man. I will be having some special guests in the weeks to come, man. Y'all stay tuned to that one, man. I got some good special guests, man. Hey, and some old friends, man, that want to pull up, chop it up, man, for real, man. Look, content. That's all I'm focused on right now is moving the culture forward, man, with my content, man, and being consistent, man. Stay on top of their heads, man, and continue to put out content, man. So make sure you tapping into the Faison View Podcast, man. We're going to continue to go up. Hey, man, shout out to you guys. Because I'm nothing without you guys as well. Much love, man. I will catch y'all next Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You already know.